Alright, this is Fakafon's review of Spider-Man 2, Part 2, finally! I should have done this years ago, but well, I didn't. So anyway, I should have checked on my first review before doing this because I didn't, and at least, I could do it now, but I'm lazy. So anyway, from what I remember, I was gonna talk about the giant robots. So at some point of the game, you could start fighting some giant robots, and in this game, there's a flasher on your head that's like your spider sense. When you click on the dodge button, you dodge, so it's really easy. And when the robots attack you, well, you can dodge their missiles. But here's the thing. Let's say you're on a wall and they shoot missiles at you. Okay, you can dodge the missiles, but they're gonna hit the wall and explode. But it doesn't matter because if you dodge the missile, you dodge the explosion as well. So they shoot like shit tons of missiles and it starts exploding, and it doesn't matter because you dodged them. Man, I wish I could dodge explosions. Anyway, another bug I remember. I'm always talking about bugs. Anyway, another bug I remember is when you talk to people on the street and they have some quest when they have that big glowing green things on top of their head and they're like, Spider-Man, someone's hurt over there. Go help him. Why don't you go help him, you jackass? Call an ambulance! But anyway, so at some point I go on a bridge of New York, I don't know what the name is, and there's some guy and Spider-Man's like, hey, what's the problem, mister? And then nothing happens. Normally what happens is that it loads for like 1 or 2 seconds and then the mission starts. But on that guy, it never loaded. And I know the game didn't just freeze because the sky was still moving, the clouds were still moving. So I was standing there like an idiot waiting for the guy to reply and nothing ever happened. So I had to reset. Oh, there's... I remember this one bug clear as day. It's one of the funniest bug and one of the easiest bugs as well, so it's perfect. In some missions, you have to stop some bank robbers, not banks, but like bank cars, the cars that transport money. And anyway, if you go there, you like beat the shit out of the robbers and they flee by car. But what happens is, if you go too slowly to the scene of the crime, like let's say you walk over there, the car is gonna flee right away and it's gonna leave their companions behind. And those thugs, they don't do anything, they just stand around there and pose. You can go near them, they won't attack you. So what I did, I grabbed one of them with my web, and normally the animation is that you hold them by the neck or the clove of the neck. But since they were like frozen, I grabbed them by the crotch. So what I do, I just start swinging around the city, holding this guy by the crotch, like his arm crossed and all this, like yeah, that guy has balls of steel. And then I did a pile driver, and there we go. And there's also women in the game, and they're smaller. So when you grab them, and when they do that, it's not like you don't actually grab them by the crotch. Like your fist is popsicles. Yeah, that's awkward. Anyway, there's also another bug I remember, but it's not really a bug. It's at the beginning of the game you have some kind of tutorials, and at some point you go on the roof and it tells you to press start to like look at your objective or your map. I don't remember. But what happens is, just before the slow motion starts to tell you to go to the start menu, I jumped off the roof and then the slow motion started. And it took like 15 minutes, I'm not kidding, for Spider-Man to hit the floor. So while we were doing that, while I was doing that, I just started shooting web, and it takes like 2 minutes for the guy to prepare his web, and it's like, tsk. Anyway, and then I did the big web shot. It shoots a big pile of web, and when you do that, it doesn't instantly go. It like takes some momentum. So since it was in slow motion, I was falling, and there was that thing like holding in the air, and at some point, it looked like Spider-Man had some crazy hair. Anyway. So that's pretty much it for the bugs. Actually, that's not true. I do have more, but I'm gonna stop there. So about the story of the game. If you saw the movie, you know what the story is. It's pretty much the same thing, except they add Mysterio, they add the Shocker. They got a little bit of liberties on that, and also add the Rhino. But apart from that, it follows the story more or less. It just takes some liberties. Uh, there's some point where you have to fight Mysterio. I think I already talked about him, but before that, you have to like he like puts on a stupid game show in a stadium, and you have to jump on platforms that are like floating in the air. Don't ask. And this part was kind of annoying but fun as well. It's just that when you do a mistake, you like lose a try and you have 3 tries per checkpoint. But what you can do, you can just swing across the level. Okay, you'll lose some tries, but you can do like half the level by losing 2 tries. And if you get to the next checkpoint, well, it becomes really easy. So anyway, there's also some mini games you can do in this game. Like there's the pizza mini game. It's not bad. I mean, you swing around the city, you gotta deliver pizza to people, and they're not impressed at all that Spider-Man is delivering pizza. But if I had a real complaint, it's the music. The music's kind of bad. It's, you get used to it, but at the later levels, you're gonna have to be really. You gotta be quick because time is running short, and the music gets quicker when you're short on time. And when the music gets quicker, it gets on your nerve real bad, and you never get used to that. There's also the photography minigame, and it's not really good. I mean, it's kind of like the pizza, but with less fun. So don't do that. Or if you do, it's because you like completing a game like 100%. There's also the arena. Now, I think I might have talked about the arena a little bit. I don't remember. With Doctor Octopus, Doctor Octopusing, Doctor Octopus just like looking at a wall and attacking with his extending tentacles. Yeah, I did say that. Yeah, I did. So anyway, the arena, you fight a bunch of thugs, you fight like some snipers, you have some time limits, you fight the bosses, and at some points you fight multiple bosses at once, including a boss that's not in the normal game. So yeah, it's pretty fun. But it gets really hard when you have to beat 5 boss at a time because you gotta focus on all of them, and yeah, it's annoying. I think the only easy boss is Rhino because he's always on the floor. So that's pretty much it. What else can I say? Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention about the pizza. You can go at 500 miles per hour and your pizza is gonna stay fine, but if you flip around too much, it's gonna destroy the pizza. You don't flip around. But going at 500 miles per hour, that's okay. Just the pizza will stay intact. I don't know what it's made of. Oh, one last thing, yeah. There's some collectibles in the game where like some buoy collectibles, some like locations collectibles. It's just some coin to collect, and I don't think it does anything actually. I mean, and it's also pretty annoying finding them if you don't have an 8th AQ, which I didn't have. I just looked for them. It gets on the nerve because sometimes they're at the stupidest place in the world, and sometimes they're obvious. So that's pretty much it. End of review. I guess the only thing left to say is that I think Bruce Campbell is the voice of the tutorial guy. Well, that's cool. And one last thing. I might have mentioned this before, but this game kicks ass. And the bugs? They just make it better. See ya.